Gbadebo Rhodes-Vivour, the 2023 Labour Party governorship candidate in Lagos State, has confidently stated that the Labour Party will not only win but take over power in Lagos in 2027. Speaking in Umuahia during a stakeholders meeting, he highlighted the party's growth since its strong performance in the 2023 elections. He believes the ruling All Progressive Congress has performed poorly, making it easier for the Labour Party to succeed. Rhodes-Vivour praised party leaders like Peter Obi and Abia State Governor Alex Otti for their efforts to reposition the Labour Party. The party has also resolved its internal leadership crisis by appointing a 29-member caretaker committee led by former Finance Minister, Senator Nena D. Osman, to conduct a fresh convention in 90 days. What is your take on this statement by the 2023 governorship candidates in Lagos State under Labour Party, that Labour Party is set to take over, not just win Lagos State, but take over power in 2027?
Taking over power is not in the minds of the people that are thinking about it, okay, or you are picturing and visualizing things that are not realistic. You know, most of them in Labour Party are coming out to talk because there was somebody like Peter Obi that came into the waters of Labour Party. Mm-hmm. So, and all those who also has won election in Labour Party owe it to the coming of Peter Obi. You could remember the role Peter Obi and his symbol in Labour Party now. Not even obedient, is equal to what we had when Ojukwu was alive. Okay. When Abga, even you see people, we put their own picture during their campaign, and Ojukwu is not even contesting for anything, but they will put the Ikemba Newi's picture there. Mm-hmm. It has a way of attracting this political affinity and sympathy to them. That is what Obi represents in Labour Party. So you could now understand that, in Bauchi State, they conducted their local government election. Labour Party had no candidate, but Labour Party won councillorship. Now, the BSEC had to give it to the second person, who is a PDP member. That should tell you how people are disenchanted with PDP and APC. In the polling booth where I voted during the last general elections, for the first time in my life, in Sacred Heart, in our parish here in Maitu, Labour Party had no candidate in our constituency. I don't know the name of the constituency, but in the House of Reps. But Labour Party won, because this our traditional way of that vote mother Pekin and Papa, Mama, and Pekin. Uh-huh. So everybody was asking, where is Labour Party? I want to vote. At the end of the day, Labour Party won, but there was no candidate. They now gave it to PDP as the second runner-up. So that will tell you that the Labour Party governorship candidate in Lagos State should do more of the walking than talking. Because I've not seen him in the pages of newspaper. He's not playing any opposition. In fact, Shomolu, maybe because of his charisma, the kind of administration he's turning out, his body language and his countenance and his personality, everybody seems to align. Because when you're doing well, even your enemy will acknowledge that you're doing well. Nothing to criticize. But it will not, deter them from forming a strong opposition. Either they are also criticizing constructively or even applauding what the governor is saying, because there is no harm in praising somebody who is doing well. So I have not seen the Labour Party reposition themselves in capturing power. They are only relying on the organic support. Take it to the CBN Bank that they have not even done anything in trying to call themselves together in Lagos State to know how they are and to re-strategize based on the outcome of the 2023 general elections. So for him to make this statement, for me, is a statement that holds no water for me. It's a statement that he could make that statement because Shomolu will not be coming for another term. You know how difficult it is for even a party to manage when there is no incumbent governor vying for an election. Just as it is in Edo State now, the pendulum could swing anywhere. Because you know what we call the incumbency power does not really play out. The governor can support his party member but cannot stick his neck out. As when he is to ask for a second mandate, or he is the person involved. That's the truth. Probably
Gbadebo is
leveraging on that.
No, Gbadebo in his statement said that APC has performed poorly. You agree
APC
with me,
national or state?
You would agree with me that the president was once a governor in Lagos State, and up until now, he's more like a godfather in Lagos State, even though he's the president of the country. And right now, you know what played out in Lagos State during the elections,
yes,
and how Labour Party overwhelmingly got the votes of the people as well, and what's played out in the aftermath post-elections. Now, you will not take away the fact that to a large extent, Labour Party pulled its weight in Lagos State. You will not take that fact away. Now, the hardship that has now reached Nigerians at the level it is right now, it's not asking people for their party card. You know, when you go to filling station to buy fuel at 1,003, they don't ask you, the attendant does not ask you whether you're APC or PDP. So the policy of government, you know, cuts across every strata, every person.
Yeah.
You know, it's all encompassing. So now Gbadebo probably could be basing his confidence. His confidence could be stemming from the fact that APC at the national right now, it's having issues with Nigerians with regards to certain policies and how it is negatively affecting lives and livelihood in the country. And that anger that is palpable right now.
Do you think Nigerians are angry?
Could actually, it could spill over. It could spill over to the states during elections in 2027.
I disagree
if things
with you.
do not change.
I disagree with you because Nigerians don't learn.
You're not disagreeing with me. Gbadebo is saying that
I'm
APC has performed poorly.
I'm disagreeing with the question you have turned out to me through your exposing questions. I disagree with you because, truth be told, Nigerians don't learn.
Okay.
When elections come, 2026, you will see the turnaround mechanism of Nigerian politicians. And they use the weapon of poverty and hunger to subjugate us. So when they flash a 5,000 on the voters, they will forget the sufferings. So that is why I'm telling you that don't use that question or maybe the present condition of Nigerians.
If you base your analysis on what you have just said, now, Labour Party was a third force during the elections.
No, I'm coming to...
Initially, Labour Party were being dismissed by other political parties.
Of course.
You know, and they were basing their argument that social media activity does not translate. It does not translate to real life, and it does not win election. And they were shocked at the power of social media and what it can actually do during the elections. Now, the people that voted massively for Labour Party were still hungry. They still didn't have food.
Yeah,
they were still jobless. You know, they were still everyday Nigerians. You saw yourself on the social media how people even withstood, even in face of attack. In fact, there was a woman that was lashed in the face because she stood to defend her vote. These were everyday Nigerians. These were everyday Nigerians. In fact, 2023 election in its own was a locus classicus as far as I'm concerned, because to a large extent, things that have never happened. And you saw Nigerians. Probably you're not expecting a miracle, but when you look critically at what happened in 2023 elections, you will agree with me that there, to a large extent, there appears to be a political movement, transition and revolution happening even in the 2023 elections, political parties, card-carrying members of political parties did not vote for candidates of their parties they were not comfortable with.
Of course.
People belongs to a political party
and they
but
voted
for other
party.
candidates in another party that they felt, okay, this man will deliver, you know, on his mantra. We believe there were a lot of APC people voted for Labour Party. A lot of PDP voted APC, and as the case may be. So there appears to be a political evolution going on in Nigeria. And to a large extent, it trickled down to even Nigerians that do not belong to political parties. It played out.
You see, it played out. But you also sampled the opinions of people from what played out, which we have been discussing here about the outcome and the shortfall of the 2023 general elections. You agree with me in not conceding that Nigerians, we are dealt a demoralizing blow. Because I don't know how we are going to begin to conscientize Nigerians now to come out and vote in 2027. That is these politicians in Nigeria, they know what they are doing. Do you know why I say so? They know how to get at Nigerians. With that enthusiasm, with that oneness and one voice will say, let us have a change and a paradigm shift for the better. What happened? Immediately we got to the place, our hopes were dashed. What did they leverage on? They say Labour Party don't even have structure. That is why I'm saying the Labour Party candidate in 2023 general elections in Lagos that is speaking, has they sat down and reconciled what happened, why Labour Party did not sustain the gains they made? Because in some polling booths there were no agents. In some polling booths, people were intimidated. In some polling booths, there was the traditional Nigerian voting system and political process. We agree that they didn't say.
In the aftermath of the elections, Labour Party at the national level has been embroiled in a lot of crises.
Of course, even till now.
And right now, they are trying to reposition the party, even though Abure, of course, will kick with everything he has. So even though they are trying to reposition the party, don't you think this is a step in the right direction? Because if they hold neck, elections happen, and things to a large extent, let's say fences are mended, and the party right now has
a formidable front.
Exactly. To a large extent, at that point, they can now sit back and actually understand the roles they played, the lacunas that the opposition, took advantage of to, get advantage of them during the elections. But for now, you agree that since the election, PDP, Labour Party has not had peace yet. So how do you leave a house that is burning to catch a rat? Because that would be what they would do. How do you try to have that kind of sober reflection when your house is still burning?
No, you don't. Like, let me give you an example of what happened in Rivers State. Former Governor, Mr. FCT Minister Jason Wike, has not left his supporters in Rivers State, even in the face of the crisis. He has tried to come and interface with them so that the national is having an issue. Even if the national did not win election, but they have a sitting governor in Abia State. So the in-route Labour Party can start gradually. Okay. Like now, they have a lot of people in the House of Representatives, is it not? So it will not say because there is a crisis in the national, you now wait until when the crisis. Remember that I have said here that politics is local. The Labour Party in Lagos State have not told us what they are doing to reposition themselves and the challenge for
to make inroads at the grassroots level.
Yes, and now what the governorship candidate is saying is because of the organic support that I told you. And he's now making a statement on sympathy basis because the national, not Lagos State APC that is not doing well. He's now cashing on what the federal is turning out. But in Lagos State APC you have seen the governor is performing. You have seen now that I read this morning that he has extended the working from home for category of civil servants for another 3 months. This is cushioning the effect of the fuel subsidy and the hardship. And he has also opened markets. He's interfacing with the people. He has also turned out public buses to cushion the effect of this. So if there is no conscious effort by the Labour Party in Lagos, and they're cashing in on already demoralized Nigerians, you could know that now Nigeria has resigned to fate.
Right.
Because if he's waiting on that, we might not have. He might not have what he's talking about.
Speaking of Nigerian resigning to fate, let's look at the next story.